Hello and welcome to the in-depth series section of Drishti IAS. I'm Aisha, and in today's episode we will be discussing the topic of the G7 summit and India. So even though India is not a member of the G7 grouping, but still India has been invited by the host Italy. So India's representation is being done by the Prime Minister of India, that is Narendra Modi. So Prime Minister of India has flown to Italy on 13th of June to represent India in the G7 summit. So let us look at the points of discussion. First, we'll be looking at the news. Then, what are G7 countries? Why is India invited? And then, what are the points of discussion in the end? Prelims practice question. Topic is of relevance from General Studies, paper 2, that is international relation and also groupings. So, let us see. The news talks about G7. What's on the agenda? Why has India been invited once again? As India is not a member of G7, but still India has been invited, so there must be some reason for it. So the G7 summit, G7 stands for the group of 7 summit, and the venue for this year G7 summit is Italy, that is Apulia region of Italy, and the date is from 13th to 15th of June. Even though India is not a member of G7, but still India is invited by the host Italy, and this is the 7th time that Italy is hosting the G7 summit. And apart from the member countries of the G7, other invitees are India, Turkey, Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates, Brazil and Argentina. So look at this image. This is the symbol of G7 summit this year, that is G7 Italia 2024. And then if we talk about the host Italy, so Italy is a European nation which lies in the South Europe. So this is the location of Italy on the Europe's map. So if we talk about Italy, then the neighboring countries of Italy are France, Switzerland, Austria and Slovenia. So with these countries, Italy shares its land border, and if we talk about its maritime border, then it shares a long maritime border with the Mediterranean Sea. And the region where the G7 summit is being held lies in the southern Italy. So this is the region where the G7 summit is being held. This region, southern region. Now, what will be the key issues which the members of the G7 will be discussing this year? And these key issues are: first is Africa, climate change and development; Middle East, Ukraine, migration; Indo-Pacific and economic security; outreach session with invited nations and international organizations on Africa, Mediterranean, artificial intelligence and energy. So let us look at it one by one. First of all, let us look at the topic of Ukraine. Russia-Ukraine war has been a point of discussion since last 2 to 3 years in almost all the major groupings which takes place, and which in which the developed and the developing countries takes part, because the Russia-Ukraine war, the nation wants that the Russia-Ukraine war must stop and normalization of ties must take place, so that the casualties that have taken place and also the life of the normal citizens, the life of the civilian population must not suffer. So to take a decision on the Russia-Ukraine war and a peaceful decision. Then comes the topic of Middle East. Middle East is in news because of the Israel-Hamas war, that is the issue of Palestine, which has made the geopolitics very unstable in the Middle Eastern region. And then because this point of Israel-Hamas war, majority of the bigger nations are also being involved in it, and also the nation and the G7 countries would want that the Israel-Hamas war should also stop and a peaceful conclusion should be made. Then Africa, climate change and development. Now climate change. Climate change is also one of the burning topic of discussion of today's time. It is a topic that needs immediate attention, and it is the developed nations, and developed nation is what signifies the group of 7 countries. So it is the developed nation which needs to take the step forward and the front seat with regard to the climate change to fulfill the requirements of the Paris Agreement to stop the temperature rise below 2 degrees Celsius and on an average of around 1.5 degrees Celsius, and also the carbon emissions. So it is the developed nation which needs to fast track its movement towards the carbon emission also. Now Africa. So Africa is a point where nowadays almost every developed nation is focusing on, and Italy is also trying to make its relationship with Africa very cordial, and the bilateral relations should also be very good, as the Africa is a nation, is a continent, is full of natural resources, while on the other hand the developed countries can invest in Africa from the perspective of infrastructure in the form of FDIs, from the perspective of economic prosperity, from the perspective of development, and from the perspective of generating employment for the people living in the African continent. Now then comes the point of migration. Now migration is a very big issue with regard to the European countries, you can say, because the people as of now, if you will see that because of the Russia-Ukraine war, the people of that region are moving out, and because of the Israel-Hamas war, the people of that region are also moving out. So where will these people go? So the migration is becoming an issue for the European countries, as a number of migrants are coming to them. Now Italy, being a host, is trying to reach an agreement with the African nations also, that the people, if enough number of migrants, if till a particular level of migrants the Italy can take or any country can take, but if the number goes beyond it, then if the migrants are from the African countries, then the African countries must take back the migrants, and migrants should also find the conditions for their peaceful living there only. Then Indo-Pacific and economic security. Now Indo-Pacific is a big issue, because in Indo-Pacific the countries of the G7 will try to look for the economic prosperity, as it is a region of extreme economic prosperity, and the region also contains one of the biggest, you can say, one of the most busiest, you can say, one of the busiest busy lanes, and the lanes, for example, like the Malacca Strait is there. And then now with regard to the Middle East, which is because of the Israel-Hamas war, the Red Sea, the ships from the Red Sea are also facing problems, which is putting an impact on the shipping industry of the world. So Indo-Pacific is a point, or is a region where the developed countries would be focusing on, and also with regard to the increasing influence of China in the South China Sea or the Indian Ocean also. Then economic security. Economic security from the perspective of that, now that recently the COVID-19 has passed away, and now the climate change is also showing its impact on a very large scale. So economic security becomes all the more important, and also within the economic security, the food security is of utmost importance to us. Then what are G7 countries? So G7 countries stands for Group of 7, and it is an intergovernmental organization. Intergovernmental organization means many governments are coming together, formed in the year 1975. It meets annually, it means once a year, and it discusses what are the areas of discussions. Those are usually global economic governance, international security, and energy policy. So basically the discussion goes on around these topics. Now the members of G7 countries, that is the United Kingdom, Canada, France, Germany, Italy, Japan and the United States. So you can say all the industrial nation, all the developed nation are part of the G7 countries. Earlier it was G8 when Russia was also there, but now Russia is not a part of it. So it is G7. So G7 countries and India are part of G20. So if we talk about G20, then all the G7 countries are part of G20 and India is also a part of G20. India is not a part of G7. Then does not have a formal charter or a secretariat. So G7 does not have a secretariat. And if we talk about the presidency, so presidency rotates every year. It is hosted by some other member country. So presidency rotates among member countries each year. So this year, that is the 50th G7 summit, it is taking place in Italy, and the last summit, which was the 49th G7 summit, it took place in Japan. Now look at this map. If we talk about G7, then it has Germany, UK, France, Canada, US, Italy, Japan. If we talk about G8, G7 plus Russia. If we talk about G20, then it has G7 plus Turkey, European Union, Argentina, Brazil, South Korea, Mexico, Saudi Arabia, South Africa, India, Indonesia, China, Australia. Now let us know that even though India is not a member, then why is it that India is being invited? So India is one of the fastest growing economy. India has one of the largest markets in the world. India has one of the largest populations in the world. And if we talk about the GDP, in terms of GDP, that is the gross domestic product, then India has an economy of around 4 trillion, which is more than many of the G7 countries like Canada, France, Italy and the United Kingdom. So from the economic point of view, India is doing really well as compared to many G7 countries. Then India is one of the fastest growing economies worldwide. Then India's strategic partnership with multiple G7 countries including the US, UK, France, Germany, Italy, it further underscore its significance because India shares very good relationship with the other G7 countries. Then India plays a crucial role in the Indo-Pacific region, serving as the counterbalance to China's assertiveness. So for this region also India is very important for the G7 countries. Then several other leaders from the non-G7 member countries have been invited to the summit. So it is not that the G7 summit takes place only with regard to its members. There are other members or other countries also which are invited to the G7 every year, and India is one of them. Now in the end, a prelims practice question, and you people will give me the answer in the comment section, and it is a PYQ of the year 2020. In which one of the following groups are all the 4 country members of G20? All the 4 countries are members of G20. Argentina, Mexico, South Africa and Turkey, Australia, Canada, Malaysia and New Zealand, Brazil, Iran, Saudi Arabia and Vietnam, Indonesia, Japan, Singapore and South Korea. So give me the answer in the comment section, and that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Till we meet next time, keep reading, keep writing and keep subscribing to the channel. Thank you.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.